Work on Dan Trachtenberg's new Predator movie Badlands is making good progress. The first details about the plot of the sci-fi movie have already leaked online. Under the working title Backpack, the movie is currently being shot in New Zealand. According to Predator movies, the plot centers around twin sisters Thea and Tessa, who could not be more different. Thea, a naive but incredibly clever scientist, leaves her trusted laboratory for the first time to set off on an adventure. Her sister Tessa, however, is the exact opposite, a determined and serious individual who is fully committed to her family's goals and won't let anything or anyone, not even her own sister, stop her. The conflict between the two sisters is set to play a pivotal role, based on initial information. And of course, there's the alien hunter who's likely to complicate their lives even further. Predator Badlands is set in the future. Particularly exciting is the assumption that Elle Fanning, who is currently in talks for the starring role, could play both sisters at the same time. The new film in the franchise will be directed by Dan Trachtenberg, who has already won over audiences with Prey. As filming is expected to wrap up this year, nothing would actually prevent the film from being released in 2025. But this is still uncertain. Speaking of Prey, according to insider sources, the sequel Prey 2 is also ongoing, which could possibly be set in the turmoil of the Second World War. However, at the moment, the release plans for Badlands and Prey 2 are still unknown. We'll keep you up to date. There's plenty of news for the Lord of the Rings fans. In addition to the anime film The War of the Rohirrim in late 2024, we can expect another movie called The Hunt for Gollum in 2026. And for this, a true icon could make a return. We're of course talking about Sir Ian McKellen, who, according to initial information, will once again be appearing as the wizard Gandalf. The now 85-year-old actor had already hinted a few months ago that he would be willing to play Gandalf again, provided he was still alive by then. Now, in an interview with the British magazine Big Issue, McKellen has confirmed that there are concrete plans for his return. McKellen's health is likely to play a decisive factor, however, especially after his fall from a theater stage in London in June this year, which caused concern among fans. Producer Peter Jackson has already indicated several times that some well-known characters could return. For example, Viggo Mortensen is also in talks to play Aragorn. The Lord of the Rings: The Hunt for Gollum will be released in 2026 and will be directed by Andy Serkis, who is also set to play Gollum. News from the friendly neighborhood spider. Although there's still no solid information about the new Spider-Man adventure with Tom Holland, rumors about the focus of the Marvel blockbuster are spreading on a weekly basis. Now there are more clues about the story of Spider-Man 4. According to World of Real, Marvel and Sony are apparently considering thematizing the multiverse once again. This could, of course, lead to the eagerly awaited meeting between Peter Parker and Tom Hardy's Venom. But an appearance by the Sinister Six and Kraven the Hunter are also possible. After all, Kraven's solo film will be released on December 13th of this year. Originally, the sequel to the successful 2021 film No Way Home was scheduled to start filming at the end of September this year. However, this seems relatively unlikely, as there's still no script and the director's position is also still open. There's currently many indications that Sam Raimi could direct Spider-Man 4, but nothing has been confirmed yet. Raimi is undoubtedly a particularly attractive option for Marvel and Sony. Since the first 3 Spider-Man films with Tobey Maguire continue to enjoy great popularity, and Raimi's venture into the MCU with Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness also had its own quality. What is certain though is that Tom Holland and Zendaya will return in their roles as Peter Parker and MJ. However, the stars' busy schedules could also become an issue. After all, Zendaya has the drama with Robert Pattinson, the final season of Euphoria, and possibly Dune Messiah on her schedule. Marvel doesn't seem to be letting this bring them down though, as the movie release is still planned for July 2026. We'll keep you up to date as always. With Jurassic World Rebirth, the 4th part of the extremely successful Jurassic World series is currently in development. Now there are some first images to look at. The images published by Collider show a Scarlett Johansson and Jonathan Bailey, who are possibly gazing at a dinosaur. At least that's what their facial expressions suggest. Mahershala Ali, who is holding a flare in his hand, is not as relaxed, however. This scene is somewhat reminiscent of the first Jurassic Park film, in which Alan Grant, played by Sam Neill, tries to lure a dinosaur away from Jeff Goldblum with the use of a rocket flare. According to initial information, The action of Jurassic World Rebirth will mainly take place in a big city. The dinosaur blockbuster will be directed by Gareth Edwards, known for Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, and The Creator. The screenplay was written by Jurassic Park veteran David Cope. And in addition to Scarlett Johansson, Jonathan Bailey, and Mahershala Ali, a number of other actors will also be appearing in the film, including Ed Skrein, Rupert Friend, and Luna Blaze. The film will be released in cinemas on July 2nd, 2025. The Mandalorian and Grogu film keeps on taking shape, as Sigourney Weaver, an absolute science fiction expert, joins the cast of the new Star Wars movie. Rumors about the actress's involvement in The Mandalorian and Grogu were already circulating in May of this year, and now everything seems to be set in stone. In an interview with Deadline, the actress revealed that she will be taking on a role in the new blockbuster, and recently even met Grogu for the first time. Her scenes are to be filmed before the end of this year, but it's not yet clear which role she will be playing. Everyone should know that Weaver is an absolute icon in the science fiction genre. Her appearances in the Alien franchise and in James Cameron's Avatar movies speak volumes. The Mandalorian cinematic adventure is being directed by Jon Favreau, who has been involved in the series from the very beginning. He will, of course, continue to be supported by Dave Filoni, but the plot of the film is currently being kept under wraps. The film's theatrical release date is May 22nd, 2026. News from the world of DC. With Lanterns, we can expect a series in the style of great cop classics such as Lethal Weapon or True Detective. An extremely prominent cast is set to play the lead role. As the title suggests, Lanterns will be about the Green Lanterns, a group of intergalactic superheroes. At the center of the series are Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart, who investigate a murder case in a rural area of the USA. According to Hollywood insider Jeff Snyder and Nexus Point News, Josh Brolin is now a hot candidate for the role of Hal Jordan. Brolin is no newcomer to superhero films. His appearances as Thanos in Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, as well as Cable in Deadpool 2, speak for themselves. In the DC universe, however, he's already been featured as Jonah Hex. Should Brolin turn down the role, Snyder believes that Obi-Wan Kenobi protagonist Ewan McGregor and True Detective actor Matthew McConaughey would also be two potential candidates. Hal Jordan, who first appeared in DC Comics in 1959, was created by John Broome and Gil Kane. The character is a former military pilot who works as a test pilot for Ferris Aircraft after the death of his father. There, he's selected by the dying Abin Sur as the new Green Lantern for Sector 2814. Like all Green Lanterns, Jordan uses a ring fueled by his willpower, allowing him to create light constructs in any form imaginable. Brolin wouldn't be the first actor to portray Hal Jordan in a live-action adaptation. Previously, the character was played by Howard Murphy in Legends of the Superheroes and Ryan Reynolds in Green Lantern. A release date for Lanterns has not been set yet. The live-action movie adaptation of Masters of the Universe is making further progress. It's now been announced who will take on the role of Evil Lynn, Skeletor's second-in-command. The role will be played by Alison Brie, who, according to The Hollywood Reporter, was able to secure the coveted role. Brie achieved fame thanks to comedy series such as Community and Glow, but she also managed to win over audiences in the acclaimed Promising Young Woman. The starring role of Prince Adam will be played by Nicholas Galitzine, who was last seen in the romantic comedy The Idea of You alongside Anne Hathaway. Riverdale actress Camila Mendes will play the role of Tila. And of course, we're eager to find out which actors will play the other characters, such as Skeletor or Orko. Masters of the Universe will be directed by Travis Knight, who wowed everyone with the animated adventure Kubo and the Two Strings, and has previously also been involved in the Transformers franchise with Bumblebee. Masters of the Universe is written by Chris Butler, known for Paranorman and Missing Link. On June 5th, 2026, we'll have the chance to watch Masters of the Universe for ourselves, as this is the day it opens in theaters. Pixar has once again outdone themselves with Inside Out 2 and created one of the most successful animated movies of all time. So it should come as no surprise that they're already thinking about making another movie. Pete Docter, Chief Creative Officer at Pixar, revealed in an interview with Fandango that his team is already brainstorming ideas for a possible third part. Although production has not yet officially begun, Doctor stressed that there is still a lot to be discovered in the world of emotions. According to him, only a small part of this world has been explored so far, and there are many aspects that have not been realized in the first 2 films. Whether there will actually be another adventure with Riley and her emotions is yet to be seen. For the time being, we can look forward to the spin-off series, Dream Productions, which is set to debut on Disney Plus in spring 2025. The series will be set between the events of the first 2 movies and takes us into the exciting world of dream production, where Riley's dreams have to be created every night under time pressure and on a tight budget. After about 11 years of waiting, the time has finally come. Filming for the new Riddick movie with Vin Diesel is currently ongoing, and the first pictures from the set are already available. The action star shared these on his Instagram account. The eponymous Riddick can be seen standing next to a rock face and inside a vehicle in the desert. Filming on Riddick 4 Furya kicked off on August 26, and although no official release date has been announced yet, the movie could potentially hit cinemas in the second half of 2025. The story once again centers on the anti-hero Richard B. Riddick, played by Vin Diesel, who returns to his home planet on Furya to fight a new monster alongside the other Furians. David Towie, who directed the previous installments, will once again be in charge of the screenplay and direction of the new action thriller. It's currently unknown who else will be appearing in front of the camera alongside Vin Diesel. Director Ron Howard is back with a new project. In it, a group ends up on the Galapagos Islands and a merciless fight for survival unfolds. And this much is already clear. The cast is impressive. The movie is titled Eden and features Jude Law, Vanessa Kirby, and Sydney Sweeney. We'll also get to see Daniel Bruhl, Ana de Armas, and All Quiet on the Western Front actor Felix Kammerer. But behind the camera, there's also no lack of great names. The score is provided by Hans Zimmer, and the screenplay was penned by Noah Pink, known for the Tetris movie with Taron Egerton. The story is based on true events and revolves around the German philosopher Dr. Friedrich Ritter and his wife Dora, who want to settle on the Galapagos Islands far away from civilization. However, the idyll is disrupted by the arrival of other settlers, including Margaret and her husband Heinz, as well as a mysterious baroness. A vicious struggle for power breaks out over control of the island. In an interview with Vanity Fair, director Ron Howard spoke about the challenging filming process. For example, the movie was shot on real sets and under tremendous temperatures. As an example, Howard cited a scene in which Sydney Sweeney had to act out a birth while temperatures rose to over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Eden will celebrate its premiere at the Toronto International Film Festival. One of Marvel's most charismatic villains returns. It's been almost 10 years since the Avengers had to take on the artificial intelligence Ultron, created by Tony Stark and Bruce Banner. The villain was thought to have been defeated, but now he is celebrating his comeback. As The Hollywood Reporter confirms, Ultron, who will once again be voiced by Emmy Award-winning actor James Spader, will play a role in Vision. This doesn't come off as a complete surprise, however. After all, it was Vision, played by Paul Bettany, who was able to stop Ultron at the end of Avengers Age of Ultron. This deep connection between the two characters naturally makes Ultron an exciting antagonist in the upcoming Marvel series. Exactly how his return will unfold remains unclear for the time being, though. There are many possibilities, from flashbacks to a whole resurrection, which could even bring Ultron back into the Marvel Cinematic Universe in the long term. The Vision project is being directed by Terry Matalas, known for Star Trek Picard. The story revolves around the White Vision, who sets out in search of a new meaning in life, but more details are yet to be revealed. The first season is due to premiere on Disney Plus in 2026, and we're very excited. More than 20 million books sold and translated into 47 languages. Norwegian author Yu Nesbo is considered to be one of the most successful crime writers of our time. Now, a movie adaptation of his novel Blood on Snow is in the pipeline. And among those in the cast, Aaron Taylor Johnson and Tom Hardy. The story revolves around two competing gang leaders who fight for supremacy in Oslo. According to Deadline, Aaron Taylor Johnson embodies the hitman Olav in the movie, who's tasked with murdering his own wife and then finds himself in a moral conflict. Tom Hardy's role is not yet known. The movie will be directed by crime thriller expert Cary Fukunaga, who came to fame with the first season of the hit series True Detective and also directed the last Bond adventure, No Time to Die. In the past few years, several of Nesbo's novels have been made into movies. For example, Headhunters, and most recently, The Snowman with Michael Fassbender. The latter was not well received by either critics or fans of the original novel, however. Currently, there's no scheduled release for Blood on Snow.